The curtain comes up on the new season at Oakwell live this afternoon. It's Barnsley against the footballing aristocrats from London, West Ham United. It's a lovely day for football in South Yorkshire. Good healthy crowd, with a large following of West Ham fans. Well, with me today is my guest, Dave Bassett, fresh from his triumph yesterday. Nice win, David, start the season.
Yeah, it's very nice, considering we haven't won a First Division game on the opening day of the season for many, many years. It was quite pleasant.
Well, but you carried the Christmas thing right through, didn't you, about starting at Christmas and all the rest of it. And some Manchester United fans might think that Christmas came early for you with a penalty kick.
Well, it was easy for the reporters to say Christmas has arrived. We're going to have our New Year's Eve party on Tuesday before we go to Liverpool on Wednesday.
OK. Well, listen, what we'll do to start, Dave, we'll look at a couple of the performers that we're looking forward to seeing this afternoon. For Barnsley, David Curry. Here's a man who's on his second spell with the club. And big things are expected of David this season. This one of his goals, 8 goals he scored last season for the club. And this one against Ipswich. Nice little finish there. Now, Clive Allen. What can you say about Clive Allen? 8 different clubs he's played with, always scored goals. He's been on his travels more than Alan Wicker. But what a finisher. This goal here for Manchester City, a real stunner. And he can always score a spectacular goal. But he's done it at every level, every occasion. This, a cup final goal, playing for Tottenham Hotspur. Now, we all remember this one here for the Queen's Park Rangers. Lovely little turn. So, a man we're looking forward to seeing, David, eh?
Yeah, Clive's a very, very good goal scorer. His record proves it, and whenever I've seen him, his finishing is clinical. He's probably one of the best finishers that we've had in the game, other than probably Greavesy.
Yeah, now coming out the Premier, as it were, in this division, should score a lot of goals.
I think he'd do very well for West Ham. If he gets the service, and Clive in the box, if he gets the chances, he's going to be better than anything in the second division.
Fine, OK. Let's join our commentary team this afternoon, John Helme and Trevor Francis.
Thank you very much, Saint. Thank you, Dave. Well done to Sheffield United indeed. Let's have a look at the Barnsley lineup first of all. Mel Machin optimistic his side can get his team off to a winning start. He's had a few midweek headaches though with his strikers. Brendan O'Connell's out of that lineup with an Achilles injury. And during Wednesday's training session, Andy Rammell tweaked an ankle and Curry picked up a knee strain, but both are OK. Rammell passed a fitness test just an hour ago. West Ham's Billy Bonds has shuffled his pack even since Friday when he sold Stuart Slater for £1.5 million to Celtic. His replacement is Peter Butler, well known in these parts from his days with Huddersfield Town, a summer signing from Southend United. And Clive Allen will be partnered up front by the fearsome Mike Small, who got 18 goals in his first season with the Hammers after a move from Brighton. Trevor Francis is alongside me. The referee today is Bob Nixon from West Kirby on the Wirral. He's having an extra year. He's actually reached the retirement age on the Football League list, but he's been given an extra year's extension. Trevor, I want to ask you about Mike Small. He caused Sheffield Wednesday a problem or two last season.
Yes, I remember the game well. He actually put West Ham into the lead, which was a bit of a shock for us. He did very, very well last season, and with Clive Allen alongside him now this season, it looks quite a formidable partnership.
West Ham are certainly fancied by many people to go straight back up to what is now the Premier League, of course. Few people would give much for Barnsley's chances, and of course it's all about money. Barnsley's record signing is still the £200,000 they paid for David Curry, whereas most clubs these days can boast of £1 million transfers. So it's Barnsley in the red shirts and the white shorts, and West Ham in the light blue and white stripes and their claret shorts. The pitch, by the way, is looking absolutely immaculate. A great tribute that to senior groundsman Roy Hatton here. And a real buzz around Oakwell now as the season gets underway for this club at 24 hours late. And Barnsley attacking the goal to our right, and we're underway with Bullimore's pass out here to Mark Robinson. Confronted by Keane. And he lofts it down that right touchline, and it's allowed to run out of play by Steve Potts. Steve Potts, one of the very few players in the Football League who was born in the United States of America, born in Hartford. There's quite a breeze here at the moment. One by John Pearson, as you would expect for 6'3", he's quite good in the air. Taggart, sure about the knockback. Now you see you can do that all right. There's no problem about heading the ball back to the goalkeeper. The only problem comes when the ball is passed back with the foot and then the goalkeeper can't handle it. I'm sure that's going to be one of our major talking points today, as Rammel tries to locate Pearson. He's knocked it on, and Robinson giving chase. Can't keep it in play. And a second goal kick already for West Ham. See the Hammers fans at the back of the goal, defended by Ludek Mikloško, the Czechoslovakian international. And he's having difficulty in even reaching the halfway line with his clearance, which tells us the wind is blowing against him. Can they look for the head of big John Pearson, who's done the rounds in Yorkshire, of course. Started with Sheffield Wednesday. Played for Leeds United, had a spell on loan with Hull City last season as well, did Big John. Had a lot of injury problems last season, but they reckon he's gone well in training. And that's going to be the first free kick of the game, and it's Peter Butler who concedes it. And just feeling his knee rather gingerly. Here's Charlie Bishop. That is Taggart. So this free kick will be hoisted in by Bullymore, one of the promising youngsters here at Oakwell, formerly at Manchester United. Didn't quite make the grade at Old Trafford, hoping to do better here. And an offside verdict, not much doubt about that. Trevor, the wind, I know, is something that players detest when it's as strong as it is today.
Yes, it always makes a problem for the players. It's not really conducive to good football. But the most important factor of all today, I think, is the playing surface is in absolutely superb condition. So there shouldn't be too many excuses.
Small has won it in the air, but directed it only as far as Pearson.
Quite interested, actually, in the different tactics of two sides here. West Ham, as normal, playing with a 4-4-2 formation. But Barnsley, we thought, may have changed their formation due to the fact they've got 1 or 2 injuries, but they're playing as they did last season, with Taggart doing a man-to-man marking job on Small, and Bishop's marking Clive Allen. They're playing with 3 at the back with the 2 fullbacks pushed on.
That's a good early spot, and Bishop is renowned as one of the best markers in the division. He's renowned as a good marker. They signed him from Bury at the start of last season. And Small and Allen could be quite a handful for Bishop and Taggart. This is Keane. Beyond Bishop to Butler. Well, on the West Ham bench today is Harry Redknapp, and he's back at Upton Park after 9 years as manager down at Bournemouth. Free kick going to be given here for West Ham United. And Harry Redknapp joining forces with his old mate from East End days, Billy Bonzo Bonds, the manager of West Ham. The free kick has already been taken, and this is Keane. Rolls it for Dix, and it was Robinson who just got a toe in there. Kept in by Keane. Here's Allen for the first time. Dix, and a swirling cross which Butler, the goalkeeper, couldn't come for. 2 Butlers out there today. So Keane, the shorter ball in for Small, who might try one. In fact, it's George Parris who lays it off. Looks as though it'll be too long. George Parris, who didn't figure in many of the pre-season games for West Ham United. Interesting that West Ham chose to play every single one of their pre-season games away from home. They played no fewer than 9 pre-season games all away from home. Pearson's flick, straight to Rammel. And now this is Archdeacon, who couldn't control it. Mikloshko normally hits it a long, long way. Well, he's found the middle of the Barnsley half this time. That will be West Ham's throw. Well, the crowd yesterday, it was noticeable, were big all over the country, and this looks another healthy crowd at Oakwell today. Keane is just inside the penalty area. Butler picks it up for West Ham. Potts looking for the ball over the top, but again, I think this wind is confusing the players a little bit, and it's quite strong, and he found that difficult to keep in play. Robinson, he controlled it well, but then succeeded only in playing it to Bishop. Bullimore's ball's found Robinson in more space. Along the ball up towards Rammell. Little lay back here for Bullimore, might hit it left foot. And a good blocking tackle from Tim Breaker. That was Redfern picking it up. Now it's Archdeacon's ball in, looking for Pearson, who just gets a nudge on. Bishop takes it away. Given for the foul on Kevin Keane. It's pretty obvious what Barnsley's tactics are going to be, Trevor. They've got to look to the head of John Pearson and Andy Rammell.
Yes, one or two early balls just gone in there. Pearson is a threat, obviously, in the air with his heading ability. Just tested Alvin Martin there.
Potts drives the free kick to the edge of the Barnsley penalty area, where Fleming, under no challenge, is able to nonchalantly head it out. Pumped back up in the air by Martin. And Robinson has the confidence to go on the outside of Bishop, but he's not found Curry up there. A rather snappy challenge by Redfern results in another whistle from referee Nixon. Keane. Fleet of foot, Kevin Keane. Drifted in field, but it was well spotted by Bishop. That's Eddie Bishop. Dix, that's neat play. And Dix lofts it across towards Clive Allen, and it's poked away for the corner by Archdeacon. Well, slight confusion there, because the referee, Mr. Nixon, ran away towards the halfway line and then pointed to the corner flag. I think it was a corner without question.
Yes, quite clearly a corner. I think that referee got it wrong, but the linesman got it right.
As you can see from behind the goal camera there, it's a rather congested area. A lot of red shirts in there. Bishop, who's had a haircut, I noticed this week, taking the corner kick for West Ham, and coming up back post is small, and here's a chance. Dix almost got it through. Rammell is the one who clears in the end, and then it's really hacked up front by Redfern, and Curry will lead the chase on Potts. Now then, what's Potts going to do? He did really all that was open to him by clearing the ball. A year ago he might have been tempted to nudge it back to Mikloshko. Good counter from Barnsley. What they were looking for. Now back post is Rammell, trying to lay it down for Robinson here, who swings it back across the face of the West Ham goal. Martin knocked it out. Again, tackle which was rather overzealous on Robinson by Dix. Julian Dix, who's known as a bit of a tough cookie, is brought to bear by referee Nixon.
Yes, I think Mr. Nixon has to clamp down straight away on that, because that's the second bad tackle in the opening few minutes. We saw Redfern go very, very late in on Keane. Julian Dix going late on Robinson.
So Bullimore's free kick for Barnsley. They've got to time their runs here, otherwise they'll be caught offside. This time they do time it better, and Redfern got underneath it. Oh, Pearson, was he pushed then? Looked as though he might have been. And the shot comes in the end from Redfern and whistles wide of the right upright. 10 minutes gone, still 0-0. Redfern's shot in the end. You see how I thought John Pearson had got a little nudge then, and when it came back, Redfern snatched at it, but it went not far wide.
Yes, one or two claims from the Barnsley players for a corner, but I think the referee was right on that occasion. Didn't appear to touch anyone on the way.
Martin Breaker is the former Luton Town fullback, who is preferred today to Kenny Brown. Potts playing at the back today has knocked that one on, and again the headed back pass is okay from Fleming to Butler, with 2 Butlers and 2 Bishops on the field. Chested down by Martin this time for Dix. Small will lead the chase, and it'll be Taggart who'll have to play it back now. The goalkeeper's got to clear with his boot. We might have some fun and games with this rule. Butler, Dix. It's beyond Small.
I can see what Julian Dix was trying to do, because it was quite apparent in the games that I was watching yesterday that more and more teams, I think this season, with a new back pass through, are going to look to play balls over the back of defences. Causes so many problems. Obviously, if the ball sits up and you can head it back to the keeper, it's not a problem. But when you can't play it back with your head, it does present problems.
Well, I imagine many managers are saying to strikers the likes of Clive Allen, get up there and put pressure on the goalkeeper.
Undoubtedly, I think you have to start looking now at strikers in a different light, because there's new ruling. Those that do like to run over the top and put pressure on the back of defences really are worth their weight in gold.
Lee Butler, signed last season from Aston Villa. Had a good first season at Barnsley after a shaky start, and came good towards the back end of the season without question. Well, in common with many clubs, Barnsley are making many alterations, and there's going to be a new 2.3 million stand on this site, hopefully opening December the 18th, and it will be a 2-tier stand accommodating 7,500 people. So the times they are changing, even in Barnsley some would say. It's not meant detrimentally at all. Clubs have to do it these days. Pearson held it up and now finds Bullimore. He seems to prefer to get it onto his left boot, and he's played a good long ball there for Rammel as well. He can put pressure on Breaker. Left for Archdeacon. He swings it over right boot, and Bullimore's header will go wide, but that will increase the optimism in the Barnsley camp.
Yes, it's a good early ball in from Archdeacon. I think West Ham expect the ball to come in from Archdeacon's famed left foot, but he put it in with his right foot, and it was a good early ball, and Bullimore into the box. Unfortunately for him, the header just went wide, but it was a good break into the box from Bullimore.
I think Bullimore was a player who reasonably impressed you at the start of the season when you played them pre-season.
Yes, first few days of pre-season training, we had a private game against Barnsley, and I was impressed with him. I was impressed actually with the Barnsley team. They're very fit. They're showing this afternoon.
They've had a good build-up, a very good build-up, in fact, including a 3-1 victory over Oldham Athletic. So confidence is high at Oakwell. It's going to be a good season. They got off to such an awful start last year. They took 1 point from their first 6 matches. You just can't recover from that sort of a beginning. Butler's clearance finds only Fleming besides his goalkeeper in the Barnsley half, and he's played it over the top, and Rammel's onside here. Has to check though, and it just gave Breaker that second or two he needed to get his toe in. A corner then for Barnsley, and Neil Redfern has gone over to take it. 15 minutes gone. It would encourage Barnsley so much if they could get the first goal. Kerry's posted himself almost beneath the crossbar. Mikloshko is tall and commanding. Good goalkeeper, this fella.
Yes, I felt that when West Ham went from the second division up to the first, he was instrumental in their success. Kept many clean sheets. Didn't do quite so well last year in the first division, but undoubtedly now they're in what is the new first division. He's one of the outstanding keepers.
the first half right, Taggart, and then succeeded in giving the ball away. Bishop has it, and then his clearance is charged down as well. Butler's in there once more. Robinson. Sun coming out at Oakwell, so it's a lovely afternoon for football. Just that bit of breeze that can disconcert the players. Keane now. And now Bishop. Plays a good little ball through for Butler. Just gave Barnsley time to get numbers in there. Smalls at the back post. Robinson versus Keane for it. And Robinson certainly looks very confident on the ball. He's not afraid to take people on. Bullimore nearly fell to Paris's tackle, but this is Bishop striding away, and he's got support on the left from Archdeacon. Barnsley, 3 men in the middle calling for it. It's going to come for Pearson, and the defender was Dix there. Bullimore rather lost out, and then got the second opportunity to win it. Deacon. And Pearson will jump, and he's got his header in as well. Under the crossbar, Mikloshko. And that will encourage Pearson. He's expected to win his aerial battles. Oh, there's some space here for Paris. How on earth did they come to let him have so much room? And he's got the shot in, and a fine stop as well from Lee Butler. But how on earth did Barnsley manage to afford so much space to George Paris there?
That was certainly good play from George Paris. The initial run was good, he found space, and that's a terrific effort. Well saved too by Butler.
Brilliant stop. A corner nonetheless for West Ham United, and I'm sure Mel Machin must have been asking questions that time about his disappearing defenders. Bishop's corner, and West Ham have got 6 people inside Barnsley's penalty area hoping to get on the end of it. Martin came, it's come down to Paris again. An intelligent ball from him as well. It was just too high for Allen. He's got another chance. Paris once more up towards Alvin Martin, and a more comfortable stop for the goalkeeper. That was the most exciting moment of the game so far.
Yes, George Paris featured in 3 of the West Ham moves there. That's that save we're talking about. Excellent save.
Done again by Martin. Played Bullimore. Again, he wants it on the left foot. Turned by Small, and he's tried to feed Keane in. Something the game has quickened up a little bit, I think, this year with this back pass rule.
Yes, I was reading an analysis of, I think it was the Charity Shield game, where the ball was in play 17 minutes longer, was it?
Well, that's got to be good for the game.
Makes a major difference.
And we're only just getting used to it as well.
And the fitness levels, of course, have to be so much greater.
Well, that's not a bad thing for the game, I don't think. Kerry. Well, there were 1 or 2 yells there to brought the ball down with his hand. The referee didn't listen to those appeals. So Barnsley continue to make progress up the left with Archdeacon. Butler is the one to bring it out. Small. Paris really has played that into no man's land. They'll be within about 30 yards of that when he passed it. Oh, and Keane did well. He kept that ball in and has put pressure on Robinson. Chasing a lost cause. Pearson's got the better of Dix. Fouls by Small.
I feel, John, the game's crying out for a bit of width. You know, with the way that Barnsley are playing, they're relying really on the 2 fullbacks, Robinson and Archdeacon, to give them a bit of width. So they don't have wingers, but West Ham, apart from Keane, they don't really have a wide man at all.
No, we saw a shot there of Billy Bonds and Harry Redknapp, and of course they've probably had to rethink a little bit even since Friday with the sale of Stuart Slater to Celtic. He might have been included from the start. Here's Curry. He's dangerous with the ball at his feet. Nudged back by Pearson just beyond Redfern, and that one in is cut out again by Potts. Now some space there in the middle again for Bishop. Small. That was intelligently done, and then a fair enough challenge by Taggart. But I could see what was Small was thinking then. Robinson. Purposeful run, but Curry had stopped moving. Here's Keane. Oh, nicely done. That's lovely football. And Keane has threaded it through for Clive Allen. And Allen stops, checks, scores. Typical Clive Allen goal, laid on by Kevin Keane. And it's a 1-2-3 touch from Clive Allen. And it's goal number 1 of the season for him. Lovely striker's goal. I thought he'd taken too long, but he hadn't.
Yes, Kevin Keane did well. Came inside, spotted Clive Allen. I thought he'd lost his chance there, but obviously he knew exactly what he was doing. That's a great finish.
Nobody does it better, as they say. And Clive Allen, that's a great shot of a great goal scorer.
Yes, he was aware of Archdeacon coming in the side of him, waited for him to put the challenge in, just pulled the ball back onto his favourite right foot, and in the back of the net it goes.
"21 minutes gone then, and it's first blood to West Ham." Clive Allen throughout his career has a record of scoring every 2 games, a goal every 2 games, and that's formidable when you think he's played at the highest level throughout his career.
It's interesting that the goal started from Keane, who gave a bit of width here on the left-hand side. That's what I was wanting, and certainly provided it. Good link up there with Clive Allen.
And there's Pearson trying to get in to respond for Barnsley. Kevin Keane, I think he's a Dave Bassett lookalike, actually. Sure, Dave used to play like him as well. Free kick has been awarded against David Curry. He seems to have added the odd blonde streak during the summer. I think the Barnsley fans are hoping for a streak up the middle and the ball in the net. I was just going to talk about Keane for a moment, because I think he's a very good player, actually. He's very alert to situations, and he's looked so comfortable on the ball. It's another free kick for West Ham United. Imperative for Barnsley not to give anything else away. Barnsley pull everybody bar Curry back behind the ball. And now we all know that Julian Dix can smack a ball well, and he's driven it over the crossbar. He scored a goal at Hillsborough. Trevor probably won't thank me for reminding him of that, but it was 2 seasons ago when he scored from a free kick and absolutely cracked it through the Wednesday wall.
I get the feeling, John, you're a West Ham supporter, because you've remembered that Small scored against us, no Julian Dix. Anybody else you want to mention?
You'll have to stop giving goals away, Trevor. Free kick given. Barnsley now just beginning to concede the odd free kick inside their own half. So 25 minutes have elapsed. West Ham have got their first goal, and they're on the attack again here now. Potts is just going to knock it back for Bishop to clip it into that penalty area. Fleming heads it out. Bullymore will do well to get onto the end of it. He didn't, but Kerry did. And now it's up the line towards Rammel. And knocked out of play. I wouldn't say I'm a West Ham fan, Trevor, but I think many football fans over the years have always enjoyed the way West Ham have played. This team don't quite play in the style of the old West Ham, do they? But they're still attractive to watch.
I don't think West Ham changed very much over the years. They like to play the ball to feet, play good football.
Pearson, he's got on the end of that. Here comes Kerry, and he can't round it all off. But it will be of encouragement again that he got into that position. And that ball didn't go out, so Dix is able to bring it away. But again, the problem was created by Pearson winning the ball in the air, and that appears to be the most potent weapon in the Barnsley armoury. Fleming, the Northern Ireland international, has found Kerry. Nice little layoff from him to Bullymore. Rammel's calling for it up the middle. What an intelligent ball it was as well. Lovely ball. And Mikloshko did well to keep that at bay. But that was a really lovely pass from Bullymore. Just going to bring Ian St John in for a moment. Ian, it's certainly livened it up, that goal from Clive Allen, hasn't it?
Well, it's slightly against the run of play that we thought in here. I mean, Dave and I thought that you know, Barnsley were probably slightly on top of that, but that goal has certainly bucked things up. And but it's a very good, interesting game.
And that was a smashing ball through there from Bullymore, Trevor.
Yes, Rammel got on the inside of Tim Breaker. Breaker wasn't aware of him coming on the inside, but it was intelligent goalkeeping from McCloskey because he decided to come all of 18 yards, and once you come, you have to get the ball. And it was a good decision by McCloskey.
And he's made another one to come again there. He's played over 100 games now for the Hammers. You know, Czech goalkeepers sort of came into vogue a couple of years ago with Steškal coming to Queen's Park Rangers. And Mikloshko and Steškal were, of course, the World Cup goalkeepers for Czechoslovakia in Italia '90. Breaker puts it out. It really is very much a world game now. I noticed, apart from Celtic signing Stuart Slater this week and Andy Payton, the former Hull Middlesbrough striker, they've also signed a player called Varna from Albania. Just goes to show. If you can play football, you can play anywhere in the world. Barnsley's throw-in from Archdeacon. Ooh, and Breaker got under it. Curry has lobbed it across. It didn't quite come for Rammel, but the West Ham defenders, looking at the linesman on that far side, Mr. Doug Charnley, they thought the ball had gone out probably before Breaker headed it.
Yes, McCloskey was furious with the linesman because he actually stopped.
But Barnsley aren't going to complain. They've got a corner kick that perhaps they didn't expect. And it's Bullymore again. Redfern's gone for it. Taggart have gone for it. Barnsley's problem last season really was a shortage of goals. Oh, lovely takedown by Allen. And Bishop had stuck with him. When you look at Barnsley's goal scorers last year, Curry and Rammel just had 8 apiece, and they were the top scorers. They'll be hoping there's somebody in here who can get 15 or 20 this season. Robinson did well. Well, it came off Pearson's shin, but still going to be a Barnsley throw-in. Pearson's up there again. Half an hour gone. Barnsley 0, West Ham 1. Taggart to Pearson. West Ham really had an awful season last year in the first division. It was confirmed that they were going to be relegated long before the end. And yet they did score some notable victories, including one of 4-0 against Manchester United. From Archdeacon, carries on the chase. Archdeacon with this one throw. Again, it's Archdeacon. He prefers it on the left foot, but he's asking Rammel to deliver the cross with the right. Back post is Robinson. He just had to stretch, and rather overstretch for that. And he's got a dash back now. King got the touch. Bullymore got a touch on him. And so Small can't continue his run. And Mel Machin, the Barnsley manager, does have much to think about at the moment. There he is. Well, there he was. Thank you for the person for moving out of the way just for a moment. He looks as though he's got problems on his mind. But he did say that last year was probably the worst he'd known in 10 years in management. And of course, with Norwich and Manchester City, he's had some good times, this Mel Machin. He's hoping those good times return for him as Oakwell this year. Potts was in quickly.
Yes, I think it's important for Mel Machin today that his team doesn't lose. It's obvious that every team wants to start the season with a victory. I think more important than that is to start without getting beat.
Well, that's a good ball through. Rammel's got a good chance here. Checks, turns inside, appeals for the penalty. He beats the ground in despair. And I don't know whether Potts has got away with that, or we might have a look at the moment. Certainly the Barnsley fans felt that that was worth a penalty. Steve Potts, the defender, involved, and here it is. Judge for yourselves here. Rammel, he checks. Did he catch him? Hard to tell. It's always difficult when a striker is stopping as quickly as that and turning. He can just pull himself. I wouldn't like to say whether it was or not on the evidence of the replay. Here's a free kick for Barnsley, which is too long. Still another talking point, Trevor.
Yes, it was a good skill by Rammel, because he had the chance to shoot with his left foot. He tricked Potts into coming into him and pulled it back onto his right foot. I can't think for the life of me if he would have fallen down the floor for nothing, because it was a good opportunity of scoring a goal. I felt that it was a penalty. In defence of the referee, Mr. Nixon, I can only presume that he was unsighted. There were a lot of men in the penalty box.
So no shortage of incident at Oakwell to get our live matches underway on YTV. There was certainly one last night where there was a penalty decision in Sheffield United's game, where many people thought that Manchester United deserved one. But as always, any decision about whether or not to give a penalty will always create controversy. That's exactly what it did there. Pearson has knocked it inside the West Ham penalty area. It's still bobbling around a little. A rather scrappy phase of play, if anything. Robinson has just about wriggled free of Allen's attentions. He's still there. Opens it up for Bullymore. Bishop now has some time to play the ball in. It's not a bad cross either. Pearson, he just tried to deflect the ball into the path of Rammel, and it went away from him.
Wouldn't have thought Potts would have relished that confrontation there. Left 1 against 1 with Big Pearson.
Pearson's done quite well so far. Free kick given. Yes, John Pearson's in the Lee Chapman mould a little bit, really. Not always appreciated, but he's a handful for everybody. He's there again at the heart of the action. For all the monopoly of the play at times, Barnsley is still trailing here. And Allen trying to get away from Butler's pass. Archdeacon's short ball is to Rammel this time. Archdeacon to Kerry. Good play, lovely play in fact. Now then, Archdeacon, can he finish it? Well, he slashed the shot wide. Lovely build-up though, good one-touch football, only the finish was lacking.
Yes, that was a good spell of football. Started from West Ham actually, with Bishop, Dix and Keane involved. Clive Allen lost possession. Then we saw a lovely little link up there between Archdeacon and Curry. Good interchange there, good running from Archdeacon onto his favourite left foot. I think he feels that he should probably have done better with that.
He got a few goals last season, did Owen Archdeacon, 7, which was his most productive one here since he came from Celtic. He did score against West Ham as well the season before last.
I thought you were going to mention then, John, the hat-trick he scored against us.
I wouldn't have done that, not to you.
What competition was that? Let me think, was it the Zenith or something? I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. One of those with a forgettable title. Keane. Dix, who's a forceful fullback, looking for Small here. And that's Fleming with Small. Again, Robinson with the confidence to go past his man. Offside against Mike Small. Mark Robinson here has not done a bad job at all. He's extremely confident on the ball. It's Robinson against Martin. Bullimore, a bit more time to think about where Pearson is. Pearson concedes the free kick though.
That was good play from Martin. Won the free kick, quickly got the ball down, took the free kick. Fortunately for him, his teammates lost possession. But I like that sort of play when you get it down, get it played quickly.
Bishop, second time he's run forward purposefully like this, but he's now heavily pursued by men in blue and white striped shirts. So Bullimore's ball in is to Kerry, who's inside the penalty area. No question that that wasn't a penalty.
It's a good little spell this for Barnsley. You feel that they're going to get back in the game. They need to score at this moment.
And Archdeacon has hooked it back. Redford has got a good shot at him. A foot wide. Just as you were saying, Trevor, Barnsley just need that goal before the break, and that was a lovely move again. And Redford had stolen into space, edge of the penalty area. He got 18 goals the season before last for Oldham. Oh, and that was close. Excellent work, and he couldn't have done much better because he'd got defenders around him.
Yes, in the last 3 or 4 minutes, Barnsley have started to get Archdeacon further forward on that left-hand side.
And that's not a good clearance from Potts. It's landed at Rammel's foot. Archdeacon's going up on his outside. Curry, and that is a foul challenge by Peter Butler, who says he was going for the ball. A vociferous player is Peter. I think that's why West Ham have signed him, though, because he does get stuck in there. There's never a lost cause with him. Free kick given. Bullimore and Archdeacon are there, along with Redfern. Can Barnsley get an equaliser before the break? It's Redfern into the wall. It's going to come out here for Bishop, and that's wide, but they are getting shots in now. And, we can tell you about the statistics of the game so far. Both sides have had 2 shots on target. They've both had 2 corners. They've both been caught offside once, but Barnsley have committed 7 fouls, West Ham just 3, and the goalkeepers have made a save apiece. Pretty even Stephen. Alvin Martin was actually given a free transfer at the end of last season, but obviously it hasn't moved on and is still with the Hammers and doing well today.
Yes, Billy Bonds had his hands tied without any money to spend on players, but of course with the sale of Stuart Slater, he's now in a position to perhaps go into the market.
The Hammers did release Frank McAvenny as well. That was a bad miss, but can Dix make anything from it? The cross is important, and Bishop's knocked it out, not very far. Butler for Bishop, for Paris. This is where West Ham are at their best, just stroking the ball around. Taggart who intervenes, and he finds Rammel. Rammel against Breaker. Barnsley scurrying forward in support. It'll break for Archdeacon, who's got the chance to play it in. He takes that chance, but I think it's going to be too long. No problems for Ludek Mikloško. But it's quite an attractive game, Trevor.
Yes, I think that West Ham are perhaps a little bit fortunate to be leading 1-0, but it was a classic finish from Clive Allen. He's done what nobody else has been able to do, and that's stick the ball in the back of the net. Barnsley have had their moments, but the difference has been Clive Allen.
Continues to be the one thing about football. You've got to put the ball in the opposition net, no matter what we say about the pretty things in the game. Every club needs a striker like Allen.
That's right. I suppose if you were a Barnsley supporter and you had Clive Allen in the side, perhaps Barnsley would be leading now.
Three and a half minutes to half-time at Oakwell. Barnsley 0, West Ham 1. In case you've just joined us for our live action here on YTV, and Kerry is trying to tee up Bollymore for Barnsley. And he didn't carry the ball behind, despite the exhortations of the Barnsley fans.
I say once a goal scorer, always a goal scorer. It was interesting yesterday, the likes of Lee Chapman scoring 2.
Oh, here's a great ball in. Small can make it 2. Barnsley lucky to escape that. It was Keane's ball in again, and Mike Small bitterly disappointed not to give West Ham a 2-goal lead to take into the break.
Yes, and I would think that Clive Allen's bitterly disappointed that the chance didn't fall for him, because that was a very good chance. I'm sure that Clive would have liked that one. But I was just saying earlier that the likes of Lee Chapman, great goal scorer, he was on form yesterday with 2 goals, and of course Mark Robbins coming on. Seems the lad that'll always score goals.
Not to say anything about a certain Alan Shearer, who scored 2 belters, didn't he, for Blackburn Rovers down at Crystal Palace. Perfect start for a striker, that. Redfern has swept it out wide for Archdeacon, who's seen so much of the ball in the last few minutes, which is exactly what he wants. 2 minutes to the half-time whistle. Oh, and Archdeacon's done well here. They've 3-4 men in the middle. It's coming back for Robinson, who beats Mikloško. Headed out by Dix. Robinson's still there. Pearson can't get the touch. It might come for Archdeacon now. Charged down by Breaker. And West Ham come away unscathed once more. But it was lovely the way Archdeacon set it all up. And Dix was in the right place for West Ham. But Archdeacon's getting so much of the ball at the moment.
Yes, that was great play from Archdeacon. Lovely little ball to the back post. An intelligent play there from the fullback Robinson. Had time, put his header to the back post, but Julian Dix perfectly positioned to head it off the line.
Still 1-0, West Ham in front. Paris, we're in the last 60 seconds of the first half at Oakwell. Dix checking it inside Pearson. He's found Small up there. And Small, from an acute angle, asks Breaker to lay the ball across, and it comes over, and it's whistled wide of the upright, and Clive Allen was close to a second. And chances appearing now for West Ham.
Great effort there from Clive Allen. Lovely swivel, hits it with his right foot, narrowly goes past the post.
Well, he seems to be doing the round of London clubs, QPR, Palace, Arsenal, Chelsea, and now he's at West Ham United, and he's their most lethal weapon.
Looking at the anguish on his face, I think Clive expected to score.
It's ironic, isn't it, that Barnsley have had so much pressure, and yet West Ham could have been 3-0 ahead. 2 good chances they've spurned in the last 2 minutes. I think Mel Machin will be grateful for the break to try and just regroup and to re-energise his forces. Half-time then at Oakwell, and West Ham go away highly satisfied with their work. Clive Allen's 21st minute goal separates the teams here. Barnsley have a bit of a rethink to make at half-time. We'll be back with the second half after this break.